What you're going to see here as Zach gets set up is a walkthrough of some of those use cases that I just described, but it'll be a little bit more concrete. Zach, take it away.
Hey everyone, I'm going to start with the object detection use case that Jake just talked about. And so I have an iOS device here synced up with my Fulcrum account, and I've got a pre-trained model for detecting utility pole attachments. So this is running, what we're about to see is actually running on device offline. It actually, during the sync process, can pull down the model. Model sizes are, on the range of about 100 to 200 megabytes. This one's, I think, about 150 megabytes, just to give you an idea of the magnitude of data we're dealing with. So, and this model was trained specifically for utility pole attachments. And so I'm going to make a new record here, and I have it wired up to this first photo field. So when I take a photo of a utility pole, it runs the model locally on the device, and it says it found eight pole attachments, and it's a wood pole. So you can see it also filled in the pole type of wood, and it also actually created these 8 repeatable items representing the different attachments that it found. And just to give you a visualization of the data structures that this model is capturing, I've got a report here, a custom PDF report that'll show you what this model is doing. So you can see here, this model ran on the photo, and it gave, this is the output of the model, and I've got it displaying the different tags that it found. And this report is saved as a PDF, and I can send it to myself and include it along with the Fulcrum data. So that's just an example of what you can do using computer vision models in Fulcrum and capturing the boxes and the different objects and populating them into the form. And so let's now move on to the second demo, which is some voice stuff. So let's go over to the voice, which is in the audio form here. So here I've got, now this is using OpenAI as a connected LLM. So I've got a form here. It's a similar form. I'm just going to speak into here, and we'll have it populate the form. It's a wood pole in good condition. It has some rotting and cracks at the base of the pole. Set the status to completed and schedule a follow-up in 6 months. So now it's transcribing that, creating that transcript and processing it with OpenAI, and you can see it set the status to completed, and it filled in, it understands multiple choice fields even to fill that in. So yeah, it's able to populate an inspection record based off voice, and also it understands dates even to do some date math here. And so that's a really interesting way to populate significant parts of the form using a much more fluid and natural input method than having to punch in data by hand. And I got another demo here. Actually, I'm going to scrap that record and create a new record. And here I'm going to do the same thing, but in Spanish. I've got a recording here that our CMO gave me of a similar transcript. So I'm going to just pull that up here now and have that play while I'm recording it.
Es un poste de madera en buen estado. Tiene un poco de pudrimiento y rajadura en la base del poste. Marcar registro completo.
Okay, and now that's going to do that same thing. Thank you very much, Tomas. And so you can see it took that Spanish version, did the same process, it understood completed. So what we're seeing here is we're taking Spanish language input and actually populating an English form. There's other things you can do in Fulcrum relating to translating the labels and other different localization patterns we have in our documentation. But for this one, the form's in English, but the user actually spoke in Spanish, and it was able to populate the form. So that's that demo. And now for the third demo, we're going to move on to the photo fast fill, which is a similar data population process using a photo as an input instead of voice. So here I've got a photo of this tag, this asset tag, and I'm going to add it here, and it's going to do a similar thing where it's going to populate the record based off of things that it found in the image. And it's looking at the different data fields and returning them and populating them into these different fields. And also I'll show one more example of it actually showing you what's available to pick in addition to what it already found. So here it was able to populate the manufacturer, the model number, and the frequency and the voltage. And I'll show the details here. So this is other data that it found in the image that we can use to populate it. And so if we look in here, you can see that it found, or there's like a field for the weight and current. So I'm actually going to go over here and show you, just to show you kind of the fluidity of using these LLMs and what the power can really be. So here's this form in Fulcrum. I'm going to add a field here for the current. And we'll just save that off and come back over here to the form. And let me just sync that up. So now I have the latest version of the form, and I'm going to add the same photo here, and you can see that current field there. And now let's see if it will actually fill in the current field that I just added. Yep, you can see it populated the current there, 1.1 amps. And let's do one more here. Let's add the, let's do the weight. And so you can use these, the additional extra data to kind of work and populate an entire form and eventually fill out all the fields that you want to that are available. So here it captured the weight, 68.3. And one more thing I wanted to show here, because this is kind of demonstrating why this is much more than text. It's actually really much more intelligent. So let's go into the details here, and I can say convert weight to kilograms. Convert the weight to kilograms. And let's see if this is a special area of the form I have to allow you to customize and give the LLM hints at what you want it to do and how you want it to respond. So uploading the same photo here again for the third time, let's process it again and see if the weight comes back in kilograms instead of pounds. So yep, so you can see here, now it came back as kilograms. So it not only extracted the text, but it's actually able to do things post-processing that you might have to use other techniques to do, like data events and other things. So, and the other cool thing is this is really adaptive. So I can hand it a sticker for a different manufacturer, and likely it will give you the same sort of data model, despite the sticker's totally different. So that's the demo of the photo fast fill. So I'm going to turn it back over to Jake now, and he can continue from here.